Yeah, you want to be a champion.
This is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Post-8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post-8 Baseball is brought to you by Evermore Boutique, Wagner Auto, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Service Master, and Rising Hope Counseling.
We'll take off for a second. Dean, outdoors right field. That one is going to get out for Bennett Dean. 5 runs driven in.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Todd's Electric, Pierre Sports Center, Air Tech, Gales Gas, Avera, Bank West, and B&B Equipment.
Zabel on the 3-0, outdoor center field. That's far, that's gone. A 3-run homer for Grace Zabel. And it's a 3-1 lead.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Overhead Door Company, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Birding Electric, Olson Plumbing, and Agtegra.
There's a fly ball out to left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by All Around Graphics, First Dakota National Bank, Comtech, Shane's Pharmacy, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Midwest Cooperative, South Dakota Weed and Pest, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler, and Lamb Motor.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout out towards right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Kathy's Sunshine Properties, Sioux Nation, Kruger Contracting, Home Care Services, and Fisher Rounds. And now, with the call of today's action, KCCR award-winning sports director, John Winkler.
A day later than expected, but Post-8 will kick off their Gopher Classic here this afternoon as they take on LaSueur-Henderson in game number 1. They'll finish off the day against Hopkins later on this evening. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, as we did not get a chance to play yesterday. Just one game got through and potentially 2 games getting through, although the website doesn't show that the Hopkins and Fargo game was completed or scored, so we'll see if that is a game or not. But for Post-8, they're taking on this LaSueur team who just came in after a loss here in Game 1 yesterday. They won the few games that got finished here in the Mankato region at 10-2. They lost 10-2 to Mankato, and they just lost to Papillion South 6-2. So Post-8 looking to start off this Gopher Classic with the now condensed schedule of not playing all 5 games. They'll have about 3 games to play here, as the 8s will be looking for a strong start against this LaSueur-Henderson team.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking for is just a good start, and in a lot of ways the fact that Post-8 lost these 2 games to rain yesterday, what that did was it allowed them to save some pitching, and so they're set up in a much different scenario just because they now only play 3 games over Saturday and Sunday compared to having to play 5 games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's a whole different scenario in terms of managing your lineup, especially your pitching for Coach Brian White and Coach Nathan Nas.
As we will step aside for 2 minutes, come back, we'll have, 3 minutes, we'll come back and have first pitch. You listen to Post-8 Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre. Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Ah, this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
As we welcome you back here, and we are set for game one of two for Post State as they'll play the final two games of the day as they will take on Hopkins, Minnesota in game number two, but taking on LaSueur-Henderson here in game number one. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as Greg coming into this matchup. Actually, we'll go through the starting line first because we're just about set here for first pitch. It is Elliott Life to lead things off. He's playing center field. Jaden Weeby, the third baseman, batting second. McGuire Rasky will DH and bat third. Andy Gordon, the shortstop, batting fourth. Cade Hinkle, the catcher, batting fifth. Spencer Lettler, the right fielder, will bat sixth. It is Jack Merkel, the left fielder, batting seventh. Gary Nedved, the first baseman, batting eighth. Aaron Booth is batting second and playing second. Batting ninth and playing second. It is Bennett Dean that is on the mound for Post State here in game number one. They will go against Aiden Gulbranson, who is on the mound, as stepping to the plate will be Elliott Life. We're set for baseball here this afternoon, a day later than what we were expecting to get started with for Post State baseball for this Gopher Classic. But here's the first pitch of game one of our doubleheader. And it's taking to be low for ball one as we are underway here at 4:16 in Mankato. As the leadoff man, Elliott Life here for Post State. We'll go through the defense positioning for LaSueur-Henderson here in a moment. The 1-0 pitch from Gulbranson comes on the inside corner, and that one's missed, and it's now 2-0.
71 degrees at first pitch at 4:16 p.m. here on this Saturday afternoon at Mankato East High School baseball field in Mankato, Minnesota today.
2-0 pitch. That one will miss low again, so it's now a 3-0 count here to Elliott Life to open up this ball game. LaSueur coming in right now at 0-2. They lost yesterday. That was the only game that was played here at Mankato East. It was a 10-2 win for Mankato. As a 3-0 is on the outside edge, now 3-1 to Elliott Life.
White's decked out in their new all-white uniforms, white pants, white tops, green accents, black numbers, black lettering on the front saying 8s.
As Elliott Life will shoot this one to center field, going back to center fielder, reaching up to make the catch is Gregerson. And the leadoff man is retired on a hard-hit ball from Life. There's one down to bring up the third baseman here, Jaden Wiebe.
And that ball kind of drifted on Gregerson out in center field. He initially looked like he had it measured, and then just kind of had to glide back, and at the very end had to reach up, and if Elliott's able to squeeze a couple more feet out of that ball, he probably goes over the top of Gregerson and straightaway center field.
First pitch to Jaden Wiebe is a swing and a miss from Gopher. As it's 0-1 to the number 2 hitter. He comes in hitting 298. Excuse me, Gupton as the pitcher, as that one will miss. It's now 1-1. So I thought it was Gopher that was pitching, but it is Gupton. Here's a 1-1. That one will miss, and it's now 2-1 here to Wiebe.
I think it's David Gupton, number 22 on the roster.
So Gupton is the actual starting pitcher, not Gopher. And the 2-1 now to Wiebe is taking out the letters, now 2-2. Here to the number 2 hitter, Wiebe, coming in hitting 298 on the season for Post State. 15 runs driven in. 7 extra base hits so far for the soon-to-be junior. Here's the full count pitch. It's going to be a 2-2 pitch, and that one's fouled back, and we'll do it again here at 2-2.
Again, for the 8s are wearing the all whites with the black letters and green accents. For LaSueur-Henderson, navy blue tops, gray pants, navy blue caps.
2-2. Wiebe will pop it up on the left side. Going back into shallow left field is Brand. Now coming in is going to land for a base hit. Dropped in between all 3 out there, the left fielder, center fielder, and shortstop. And it's a first hit of the ball game for Jaden Wiebe.
Yeah, just a kind of a routine fly ball that just dropped in no man's land out between the shortstop, Burnt, the left fielder Hathaway, and the center fielder Gregerson. And the 8's got a base runner with one out here in the top of the first.
So here's McGuire Rasky, number 3 hitter. He's the DH in game number 1 for Post State. As he'll go the other way. That one's through for a base hit, and it's first and second now here for the 8s. Rasky continues to swing a good bat for Post State.
He just continues to inside out that swing and go the other way, and we've seen him do that a lot this year. And just the left-handed hitting Rasky goes through the hole on the left side, and he's got runners first and second, and brings to the plate the cleanup hitter Andy Gordon. And
for the fielding positioning for LaSueur-Henderson, it is Ethan Hathaway on left field. It is Nathan Gregerson in center. Landon Fahey is in right. Zach Burnt is the third baseman. Brody Burnt, the shortstop. Miller is at second. Then it is Logan Fahey at first base. Charlie Wyke's the catcher, as Andy Gordon on the very next pitch will go to right field. Jaden Wiebe will come around to score. It's an RBI single for Andy Gordon. Post State off and running here at the top of the first. They lead at 1-0.
And again, just a piece of good hitting, and that's kind of what you expect from a pair of your seniors, just going the other way and knowing what the situation is, and Andy Gordon knowing that he's the top RBI guy on this team. He's looking at what he can do to deliver a first inning run, and that's what he did, going the other way. And now the 8s have runners on the corners.
First pitch to Cade Hinkle is upstairs for ball 1, as Hinkle will step to the plate. He is batting .260 so far on the season. 17 runs driven in. That is third most on the team for Post State, behind Andy Gordon, who picked up another RBI. That was his team high 28th. As that one's out to center field, that's going to land in front of the center fielder Gregerson. Another run's going to come in and score. Rasky will trot on home, as Post State now leads it 2-0, with runners at first and second with now 1 down. 4 straight singles here for Post State.
And again, just putting the ball in play, just putting bat on ball, and the 8s are finding some success here against LaSueur-Henderson early on, now leading 2-0 here, top of the first.
So the right fielder Spencer Lettler now to the plate. Here's the first pitch to him. That one will miss low and outside for ball 1. Post State 4 straight singles now, lead at 2-0 here in the top of the first inning with just one down, as the Eights are looking to start out strong here in the Gopher Classic. Here's a 1-0 pitch. 1-0 miss low and inside, now 2-0 after having day one canceled for them. They're supposed to play Fargo and Papillion South in the first two games, in the final two games yesterday, their first two games. Did not get to play that at all in outside of the Mankato LaSueur-Henderson game. That was the only thing that got played, as that one is a swing and a miss, now 2-1. According to Game Changer, Hopkins and Fargo played. When you go to the website to try and find out the standings, things like that, the final score is not up there. So I'm curious maybe if it was just more of an exhibition game between the two. Here's a 2-1. That one will bounce in, now 3-1. Of course, Post State only playing 3 games now will, especially if Mankato will play 4 of the 5 games, so it doesn't really. Again, they'll go the tiebreaker. I'm assuming by the losses, however many losses. That one comes in and hits Lettler. Going to be on base either way. It was ball 4, got hit by a pitch, and the bases are now loaded. And for Jack Merquant.
Go, Jack.
And that'll draw a mound visit from Coach Mike Feeney with the LaSueur-Henderson team. So it gives us a chance to talk a little bit about this field at Mankato East High School, set in a residential neighborhood, just right next to the high school. All of their athletic facilities, save for I think the football field, are right around here. There's a fast pitch softball field, a set of tennis courts, other facilities right around here, but a very nice facility. 314 down the right field line, 320 to down the left field line, 375 into the power alleys in left center and right center. But it looks like there's about a 10-foot fence, 10-foot chain link fence all the way around with the batter's high out in center field. So it's going to take a pretty good poke to get anything out of here on a day like today.
As here's Jack Merquant to come to the plate. Bases loaded here, one down at the top of the first, 2-0 lead. First pitch will be taken for a strike. Here to Merquant. Merquant comes in on the season as he's hitting 276, but against teams that are not South Dakota teams, he's hitting 440 with 8 RBI, so he likes to hit against non-South Dakota teams, as it's now a 1-1 count. They try and throw it to third base, and they got away from the third baseman, so Andy Gordon will come in to score. Diving head first is Cade Hinkle. Everybody moves up 90 feet. On the air charge to LaSueur, and it's 3-0 now for Post State with one down here at the top of the first.
Yeah, and Gordon came down the line and eventually drew a back pick throw from Wyke, the catcher, that just skipped away from Zach Byrne at third base and allowed Gordon to score easily, and then Hinkle.
As there's a ground ball to the right side, we'll get another run home as Hinkle will come in to score. The throw was made by the second baseman Miller to get Merquant. There's now 2 down, but it's a 4-0 lead for Post State as they have just a runner on third base now for Gary Nedved.
Yeah, and again, just productive out. You got a runner on third base, less than 2 outs, and so Merquant goes the opposite way over to right field or over to the right side and gets the RBI ground out and extends the lead for the Eights out to 4-0.
Gary Nedved will foul the first pitch out of play on the left side, and it's 0-1. You're in a 4-0 ball game at the top of the first. I guess, hey, if you want to start a tournament out strong, well, that's a good way to do it. 4 spot here in the top of the first inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Nedved. That one will miss low, now 1-1. The 4 spot was what Papillion South got on LaSueur to open up their game just before ours got underway. Count is 1-1 here to Nedved, number 8 hitter in the order, so 8th man to come to the plate in the top of the first. And Nedved will go back up the middle. It'll be back in by the second baseman Miller. The throw to first is going to be in time, and that will retire the side. So 4 runs come in to score in the inning on 4 hits for Post State. There was 1 error for LaSueur-Henderson and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the first, a 4-0 lead for Pierre over LaSueur. You listen to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
It is time to control noxious weeds. Do you have a control plan in place? If not, contact your local weed and pest supervisor to help you set up a plan. Effort now will save you time and money in the future. This is Paul Johnson, South Dakota State University Extension Weed Science Coordinator, asking for your support to get this statewide noxious weed problem under control.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the first inning, as Post State's has a 4-0 lead before LaSueur-Henderson will come to the plate, as it will be Zach Burt, the third baseman, to lead things off. He'll be followed by Ben Miller, the second baseman. Charlie White, the catcher, will bat third. Nathan Gregerson, the center fielder, batting fourth. Ethan Hathaway, the left fielder, will bat fifth. It is going to be David Gupton, the pitcher, batting sixth. Landon Fahey, the right fielder, batting seventh. Brody Burton, the shortstop, batting eighth. And Logan Fahey, the first baseman, will bat ninth here for LaSueur-Henderson, as Zach Burnt will step to the plate. They'll all go against Bennett Dean, who, for Bennett Dean, making it now his seventh appearance on the season. We'll run through his totals here in just a moment, as Burnt will dig in and be the first hitter for LaSueur-Henderson here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the first pitch from the right-hander, Dean. That will get over for strike one.
And for Bennett Dean, 27 innings in those 7 appearances, 5th start of the year, like John said, 3-2 on the year, 27 hits.
That one's grounded right back up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit just underneath the glove of Dean, trying to reach down to grab it, but it will be a leadoff single for Zach Burt. And if you're wanting to make a comeback here fairly quickly, well, that's how you get started, with a base hit to lead things off.
So that would be the 28th hit of the year allowed by Dean. 20 runs allowed, all of them earned. Kind of a unique statistic there. No unearned runs allowed off the arm of Bennett Dean so far this year. 21 walks, 20 strikeouts, a 5.19 ERA, whip of 1.79, and a 248 batting average against. So first start of the Gopher Classic today for the Eights.
As that one's popped up into right center field, coming in, it's going to be Elliott Live to make the catch. He'll come all the way in from center field, ends up in the second base position after he made the catch. And there's one down. A long run there for the center fielder, but there's one away, as it'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Charlie White, the catcher.
Yeah, and that's kind of prototypical outfield play. I mean, the center fielder is the guy in charge, and he, even though Elliott Life had to come a long way for that ball, called off both Aaron Booth, the second baseman, and Spencer Lettler out in right field, and made the catch, and there's one out with a runner on first now.
That pitch is in the dirt, and good block there by Hinkle. Skipped away just a little bit, not enough for Zach Burnt to take off for a second. We got two Burnts and two Faheys in the lineup for LaSueur-Henderson. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Here's a hard line drive. That's base hit through the left side. And it'll be first and second as Wyke is on with now one down. We've already seen 6 hits combined between these two teams, with just one out in the bottom of the first inning. As they'll bring up Nathan Gregerson. As we go around the horn defensively now for Post State, it is Jack Merkwant out in left, Elliott Life in center, and Spencer Lettler in right. Jaden Wiebe is at third. Andy Gordon's the shortstop. Aaron Booth at second. Gary Nedved at first. Cade Hinkle is behind the plate. Bennett Dean will pitch to Nathan Gregerson, the center fielder. He'll foul the first pitch straight back, and it's 0-1. Matt Hansen, he is not here this weekend, and sounds like we will not see Matt Hansen the rest of this season. He was diagnosed with mono, and his season will come to an end as the 0-1 pitch is outside now, 1-1. Now maybe, depending on how things go, if we get to the World Series, I guess maybe be able to make a comeback. But for the state tournament, it seems like that's not going to be possible for him to be able to return at all. So unfortunately for Post State, they're going to miss one of their middle infielders, and a guy that has been a utility man for him has quietly and not quietly had a great season for Post State that was cut short because of mono. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one will be at the outside corner. Now 2-2 here to Gregerson.
Yeah, and that's a real blow to the Eights to lose Matt Hansen for the rest of the season. I mean, you never like to see anybody go down with an injury or an illness, but
There's a ground ball over towards the third baseman. Wiebe goes underneath his glove and into left field. He picked up by Merkwan. He's going to try and fire it home. It's going to be short. One hop on Cade Hinkle, and the run will come in to score as he'll be first and second again. It's a 4-1 ball game as the error will be charged to Wiebe. And it's a 4-1 game as Ethan Hathaway now will come to the plate.
Yeah, and it's just again a ball that kind of a routine ball that kind of short hopped Jaden Wiebe at third base just at the last second and got under his glove, and LaSueur-Henderson gets their first run of the game.
First pitch is missing just a little bit low and outside to Ethan Hathaway, the left fielder. So first and second, one down here in the bottom of the first inning, as that one's going to be popped up on the left side and see if Wiebe's got a chance for it over in the field of play. He'll make the catch over near the fence. And a good play in foul territory there from Wiebe. And there's now two down here in the bottom of the first inning. That's a long run for him. And thankfully there's a little bit of a warning track to kind of help him out. But that's still a lot of steps in between the warning track and the fence. So a little bit of help from the third base dugout. And he makes a great play for the second out.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fall ground here down both lines, both third base and first base lines. So helped Wiebe out, and the eight's out right there, allowing Wiebe to go literally almost to the fence and kind of made an over-the-shoulder catch as he was going away from home plate when he actually gloved that ball.
First pitch to Gupton, miss for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will bounce in. Another good block there by the catcher Hinkle. And there's now two down, or a 2-0 count here with two down in the bottom of the first. Runners at first and second. 4-1 is our score between Pierre and LaSueur-Henderson in Game 1 of the Gopher Classic for Post State. There's a ground ball over towards the left side. It'll be fielded by Gordon, the shortstop. The throw is low and not dug out by Nedved. The throw from Nedved, he'll hold on to it, and the runner at first nearly took off for second, had to do the splits to get back on the back as Nedved was basically standing right next to him. So the second error of the inning for Post State will plate the second run of the game for LaSueur, and it's now first and third here with two away.
Yeah, you always hate to see those fielding errors kind of eat you up. I mean, the Eights had a chance to be out of here unscathed. Unfortunately, those two errors are going to cost them a pair of runs here in the first inning.
First pitch misses low for ball one. Give it to the announcer's curse. That's a unearned run, first one of the year against Benedine.
I think both of them would be unearned, wouldn't they? Because
I think the first one probably still is earned, although he scored off the air, but because maybe not. I guess maybe.
According to All-Knowing Game Changer, neither one of them are earned. So,
because I guess technically, the next guy got out, so it could have ended the inning, as it's now a 2-1 pitch. And he wasn't going to score regardless of the error or not. So both runs so far unearned to Dean. Two away here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Runner takes off for second. There's a swing and a miss. The throw to second. Tag is applied. They got him out of second. Hinkle will fire one to second. Booth with the tag, and it retires the side here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-run score on 2 hits in the inning. 2 errors. 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the second. Post State leads LaSueur 4-2. Listen to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here at the top of the second inning, as Post State has a 4-2 lead over LaSueur-Henderson. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. The first game of 2 here this afternoon and evening, as the Eights will play LaSueur-Henderson here in Game 1, then Hopkins, Minnesota in Game number 2, and their final game of pool play will be against Mankato. And it all kind of depends on how things shake out, because the way we are sitting at right now with this having less games, well, Post State could technically go 3-0, and then you get maybe Fargo, who would beat Papillion earlier. Maybe Fargo goes 4-0, and if that's the case, then all of a sudden you get into tiebreakers because you can't really fault Post State for not winning 4 games because they didn't get a chance to play 4 games, and then you go by the runs fewest allowed per inning.
Yep.
But then also, Fargo would play tomorrow at 3:30. So if Post State would go 3-0, we'd have to sit around until because if Fargo goes 3-1, Post State's 3-0. I would assume that Post State by half game would make their way into out of the pool of it. So it could be interesting tomorrow how things go for Post State if we have to sit around or not, waiting to see if we win the pool. As Aaron Booth will float one into left field for a blooper, and a base hit to lead things off here in the top of the second. And one pitch. Another base hit for Post State, their 5th hit so far. And that's a bona fide blooper for Aaron Booth. That wouldn't have broke glass, but it got the job done, and you look in the book, and it looks like you hit a screamer all the way to the fence.
Yeah, that was literally one a pitch that got in on Booth's fists, and he was just strong enough to get it out over the top of the shortstop.
Elliot Life will line that one towards right center field. That's going to get it down. It's going to roll towards the wall. Aaron Booth will round it. Second, he's on his way to third. Elliot Life will be standing on second base. A double for Elliot Life. He's now 1 for 2, and Post State is in business again. Second and third here with nobody out to bring up 2, 3, and 4. Jaden Wiebe, who started off that streak of 4 straight hits for Post State to give them an early lead. He'll come to the plate. He's already going to have another mound visit here, and we'll see if Gupton will continue in the ball game or not. Everybody from the entire infield will make their way here to talk, and we will have a pitching change. So we will step aside for a minute. We'll come back and tell you the changes. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at comtechplus.com.
As we welcome you back, it is going to be Brody Burnt now on the mound for LaSueur-Henderson, as he was the shortstop now to the mound, as the center fielder Gregerson will come in to play shortstop, and Gupton, the pitcher, will move out into center field, as those are our changes here for this ball game, as the first man to greet him will be Jaden Wiebe.
And for the Gopher Classic, we talked about it, and it's a unique setup in the fact that you've got this is the largest American Legion baseball tournament in the country. 96 teams spread out over 16 different sites, 15 of them in the metro area up in Minneapolis and St. Paul. We are part of the Mankato pool, the only pool outside of the metro area. So while I think all the rest of the pools up in the metro area got all their games in yesterday, just the one game played here in Mankato.
First pitch to Jaden Wiebe will miss for ball one. Second and third here with nobody out in the top of the second inning. A 4-2 lead for the Eights, as the new pitcher Brody Burnt is on. He'll work from the windup here at the second and third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will miss inside. Now 2-0 here to Wiebe.
So, in fact, like John alluded to a little earlier, the fact that not all of the games are going to be in, and that's tiebreaker number 5. It says rainouts can and do happen, and basically says that any games that are rained out will not be made up, and so you go back to the tiebreakers. First one is head-to-head, and then the second one is least runs allowed per inning played. That's I think the first time I'd ever seen that tiebreaker used in terms of least runs allowed per inning. It's a different setup, but I think probably presents itself to being actually maybe a little more fair if you get into either an extra inning game or a game that's shortened by the mercy rule.
Count is 3-1 here to Jaden Wiebe, as On deck is McGuire Rasky. See if the Eights can put up another crooked number here in the top of the second. Nobody out here. Second and third, 3-1 pitch. That one will miss low, and Wiebe will be walked. The bases are now loaded here for McGuire Rasky with nobody out.
And we'll see if again, you got your two seniors in the middle of the lineup right here. Rasky batting 3, Gordon batting 4. Lots of experience here, and just kind of what you look for out of your senior leaders right now.
Rasky singled as well on the first pitch that he saw against Gupton. First pitch is missed for ball 1. That's coming from Brody Burnt, the new pitcher here for LaSueur-Henderson. As the count is now 1-0 here to the DH here in game 1 for Post State. The 1-0 pitch to Muraski. He'll sky this out towards right center field. That one's going to get down for extra bases. 2 runs are going to come in to score for Post State. Rounding second and heading to third is Wiebe. McGuire Rasky's got himself a 2 RBI double, and Post State has gotten those 2 runs right back. They lead it now 6-2, and still threatening here with nobody out in the top of the second.
And again, a ball that Rasky got out in front of, and we've said it before. When McGuire Rasky is going good, he has a tendency to pull the ball, and just a ball that got up and out into the power alley out in right center, and gets his second and third RBIs of this game.
As Andy Gordon will float this one into center field. That will get down for a base hit. Another runner will come in to score as Andy Gordon's made it a 7-2 lead here for Post State, and the runners are at the corners. Gordon's got his second RBI single, and Post State has a 5-run lead here in the top of the second. Still nobody out.
And again, just some balls that are tending to fall where the LaSueur-Henderson defense isn't. That was a ball that just, again, Gordon was able to just kind of fist over the top of the second baseman, and with that, the Eights extend that lead out to 7-2 here in the top of the second.
So now it's Cade Hinkle who had an RBI single in his first at-bat. First pitch to him will be taken on the outside edge for strike 1. That was a good job from McGuire Rasky, who's now at third base, and also Jaden Wiebe. That was a line shot that looked like it was a soft line drive that looked like it had a chance for the second baseman to make the play. And instead of taking off, heading back to the bag, they froze. What you're supposed to do in a line drive, you freeze and see where it goes. And Rasky was maybe leaning back towards second base, but didn't get himself doubled off. If the catch would have been made, it still would have been second and third with 1 out. As that one will get in the dirt, Gordon will take second, and is now second and third. Again, 2-1 count for Cade Hinkle.
And the ball is kind of skipped away to the right of the catcher, Wyke, and not far enough away for Rasky to score, but certainly far enough away for Gordon to get from first to second. And now runners got a pair in scoring position with still with nobody out here in the top of the second. Crooked numbers up in both the first and the second for Post 8.
As the Eights are closing in on scoring 4 runs in both the first and second inning. As they lead at 7-2 here with nobody out. Cade Hinkle will be followed by Spencer Lettler. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hinkle will ground it over the right side. He'll get the job done and get the run home. The throw from Miller, the second baseman, is in time. So it's now an 8-2 lead. There's the first out of the inning. And a good at-bat for Cade Hinkle to drive in his second run of the ball game. And the Eights are up now by 6 here in the top of the second.
And just kind of a ball that Hinkle probably might want that at bat back, kind of rolled over the top of it, just kind of a weak ground ball off to the right side, but more than does its job to get Rasky in from third base.
And Spencer Lettler will bloop that one into left center field for a base hit, as he will have an RBI single, and Post State has put up a 5 spot here in the top of the second. A 9-2 lead now for the Eights, as Lettler's got his first RBI of the ball game.
9 runs on 8 hits so far for the Eights. Just doing a nice job of just putting the ball in play, not trying to do too much. Got I think just the one double, right? So far, just the double from Life. Oh, and Rasky, yep. Pair of extra base hits in those 8 hits so far.
First pitch to Merkwan is over for strike 1. He grounded out for an RBI in his first at bat. They gave Post State then a 4-0 lead. It's now 9-2, and only in the top of the second inning. Pitch comes inside on Merkwan. It will miss for ball 1. Count is 1-1 to the Post State left fielder. 8th man to come to the plate again here for Post State. Nedved is on deck. Eights might be batting around here this inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. Like Merkwan was a little bit behind on the swing. And now it is Burnt that is ahead of the count, 1-2. Here to Jack Merquant. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Brody Burnt. Runner takes off, is in the dirt, so no chance. The throw comes to second, but Lettler slid in safely well and ahead of the throw, and now there's a runner on second and a 2-2 count. Back in score position here for Post State.
Mostly cloudy skies today, although the sun is trying to peek out. When we looked at the forecast yesterday, it looked like there was a chance that it was potentially going to rain throughout the night and throughout the day today, but luckily the rain has stayed away. This field was unplayable. There was standing water on the base paths yesterday when we got here about 5 o'clock and just unplayable, but back in play and shape today. Got the 2 o'clock game in here this afternoon.
2-2 pitch is grounded over to the shortstop. It'll be fielded by Gregerson. The throw to first is in time. There's now 2 down. Advancing 90 feet is Spencer Lettler.
17, Gary Nedved.
And chance for Gary Nedved to drive him in. So Merquan now 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs. Nedved grounded out to the second baseman. And Miller in his first at bat. Base hit could give Post State an 8-run lead here in the top of the second. From the stretch, here's the first pitch to Nedved. And we over for strike one of the knees. Yates with 8 hits so far. Both Rasky and Gordon are 2 for 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now 1-1 here to Gary Nedved. So Benedin's got himself a lot of run support here in the first 2 innings. And the first inning gave up 2 unearned runs. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one's upstairs. It's now 2-1.
With Burnt on the mound now, we can now close the book on David Gupton, the starter for LaSueur-Henderson. Went 1 inning, 6 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, no walks, no strikeouts.
That pitch, Nedved will fly it out towards left field. That one will be in front of the warning track to make the catch for Hathaway, and that will retire the side. All 9 guys come to the plate here for Post State in the top of the second. They score another 5 times as they take a now 9-2 lead. 5 runs on 4 hits in the inning, or no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. 9-2 lead for the Eights over LaSueur-Henderson. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post State apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop. As we welcome you back here, bottom of the second inning, Post State with a 7-run lead, 9-2 over LaSueur-Henderson. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. As it'll be 7, 8, 9. Landon Fahey, Brody Burnt, and Logan Fahey be the first 3 hitters. The Eights are coming in with a 7-run lead. A lot of cushion for Bennett Dean. If it's the first pitch, will come upstairs for ball 1. Again, the Eights have just 3 games here, the Gopher Classic. Now 3 guaranteed games, I should say. As that one is off the end of the bat on a jam shot that is fouled over to the first base coaching box. And the count is now 1-1 to Landon Fahey. So if Post State is able to win all 3 games, that puts things a little bit in a different spot because Fargo would have to win then at the 3:30 game tomorrow afternoon. Obviously, Post State's going to win the first game before they can even think about winning game 2 or 3. As that one's taken on the outside edge for strike 3, and Bennett Dean will fire his first strikeout. Gets Landon Fahey looking, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the second to bring up now Brody Burnt, the pitcher, the relief pitcher here for LaSueur-Henderson. But Fargo is right now at 3-0. They will play just 1 game tomorrow at 3:30. they're in the driver's seat. Papillion lost to them. There would be another team that potentially could find their way advancing. Well, Hopkins did beat Fargo, but again, I don't know if that's actually if it counts or not, because if you go to the website, Game Changer they played, and according to the website right now, and maybe I can get it to refresh, and maybe they do have it listed on there. Yeah, they do not have that game listed as a game that was played, as it's now 2-1.
Yeah, there was some chatter going around on some of the text strings that game had gotten moved to an all-turf field yesterday, and they were able to finish up last night.
There's a ground ball to Aaron Booth at second base. There's now 2 down, as it will bring up now Logan Fahey. The second game was the one that got delayed. Mankato and Hopkins were playing, and they never finished that game. But Hopkins and Fargo played at an all-turf field. Believe we played at all-turf field last night. Ended up being a 4-3 win for Hopkins over Fargo, as that one is out high and outside for ball one. So Fargo might have one loss, or they might have no losses, as that one's popped up left side. Going over is Weeby in foul territory. He tried to make an over-the-shoulder basket catch and threw his glove across his body and just fell off the glove. That's a really tough play for anybody to make, and Weeby just about made that grab, but it will land foul for strike one.
Yeah, just kind of a la Willie Mays in the Polo Grounds back in 1954, but just unable to come up with that one. He did get a glove on it, was able to almost make the play, but just ticked off the end of his glove at the last second.
So that counts 2-1 here to Logan Fahey. There's a hard line drive, just eluding the glove of Benedine, and it's in the right center field for a 2-out single. And Logan Fahey's got the third hit of the ball game now for LaSueur-Henderson to bring up now Zach Burtz.
And back to the discussion about Fargo and Hopkins and kind of the pool play. I mean, the fact that we're not going to see a total round-robin format in this Mankato pool, this likely is going to come down to that second tiebreaker, which is least runs allowed per inning played. And so you really kind of have to be cognizant if you're interested in playing into Monday. Not only do you have to win, but you have to hold down the other team and how many runs they score.
Counts quickly 2-0 here to Zach Burnt, the leadoff man in the order for LaSueur-Henderson. 1 on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Here's a 2-0 pitch from Dean to Burnt. There's a swing and a miss. That's now 2-1. Burnt led off with a single in the bottom of the first inning. Came around to score on the ground ball error from Gregerson. White came around to score on the error, another ground ball error with 2 away in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Burnt. He'll pop it up over right side. Long run coming in for Lettler. He'll get underneath it, makes the catch, and retire the side here in the bottom of the second. No run scored, just 1 hit in the inning, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the third. Post State has a 9-2 lead over LaSueur-Henderson. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we welcome you back here to Mankato, top of the third inning, 9-2 lead here for Post State. John McClure alongside Greg Dean as we play here in our first game of the Gopher Classic. 2 games last night were rained out. Before we even got a chance to get over to the field, got rained out. And it is Aaron Booth, LA Live Jade Weeby here in the top of the third, 9-1-2 to lead things off. as the Eights, well, they didn't waste any time in their first game, getting things rolling. 9 runs on 8 hits in the first 2 innings. 4 runs and 4 hits in the first inning, 5 runs, 4 hits in the second inning. And they lead 9-2 here in the top of the third as Aaron Booth will be the leadoff man. Number 9 man the order for Post State. Here's the first pitch. And Booth will pop it up, foul territory behind home plate. The catcher will give chase. Wyke will make the catch. And the leadoff man retired on 1 pitch here to open up the top of the third.
Yeah, nice play by Wyke, coming behind home plate, almost all the way back to the backstop to make that catch to retire Aaron Booth. 1 pitch, 1 out for LaSueur-Henderson here in the top of the third.
So now here's Elliott Life. He's 1 for 2. He doubled it back in the top of the second inning. Showing bunt, pulls it back for ball 1. That one missed well outside. Third baseman and Zach Burt now will start to slowly creep his way in on the third base side. Here's a 1-0 pitch now to Life. That's outside, now 2-0. The Eights will play Hopkins, Minnesota after this game. It's scheduled for a 7 o'clock start, but potentially could start early. It's Hopkins' only game of the day. As there's a chopper back up the middle, fielded by the second baseman Miller. Throw to first is just in time, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the third inning. And it will bring up Jaden Wiebe. If they want to try and get another 4 hits, at least another 4 runs here in the second, put together a big 2-out rally here. Jaden Wiebe is 1 for 1. He's singled back at the top of the first and walked in the top of the second. Both times he came around to score for the Eights. Here's the first pitch to Jaden Wiebe. They'll pop that one out of play, just out of play on the right side. And it's 0-1.
And a big mix of graduation years for this LaSueur-Henderson team, all the way from Charlie Wyke, the catcher, is a super senior, having graduated a year ago in 2020, to Brody Burnt, the current pitcher, who is actually a 2025 graduate. So he's actually just a rising freshman right now.
As the 0-1 pitch will miss low, now 1-1 here to Jaden Wiebe. A good chance to see a lot of teams play, and I think a lot of college scouts love this tournament, because there's a lot of teams from all over the place that are coming for the this Gopher Classic. The count's now 2-1 here to Wiebe.
Yeah, and the venues, especially up in Minneapolis, are fairly close together. So you can catch, if you're a collegiate recruiter, you can see probably 8-10 different games in a day if you're just looking to catch a couple innings of a particular prospect's game. So it's a fertile ground for the scouts and the coaches here this weekend.
3-1 pitch misses high and outside, so it'll be a 2-out walk. Second time that Wiebe has been issued a walk so far in this ball game, as it'll be McGuire-Rasky now to come to the plate. He's 2 for 2, single and an RBI double, 2 RBI double in the second inning. As he hits with 2 away here in the top of the third. Wiebe will get his lead off at first, pickoff attempt, and diving back in safely. Rasky, number 3 hitter, DH here in game number 1. So far on the season for McGuire-Rasky, as he's hitting .397. Now 19 runs driven in. That one's out towards left center field. Long run for the left fielder. Hathaway will make the catch in the gap, and then retires aside here in the top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. 9-2 lead here for Post State over at LaSueur. Listen to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the third inning, as Post State has a 9-2 lead over at LaSueur-Henderson. John McClure alongside Greg Dean as you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. It will be 2, 3, and 4. Ben Miller, Charlie Wyke, and Nathan Gregerson be the first three hitters for this LaSueur team as they have a 9-2 deficit trying to crawl back from, as the first pitch is outside for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is out towards left field. Going back is Jack Merkwan, still going back, looking up, and it will hit the bottom of the wall. And a leadoff double here for LaSueur-Henderson and Ben Miller. And LaSueur-Henderson is in business here to open up the bottom of the third inning. Bring up now Charlie Wyke, who is 1 for 1 with a single.
Yeah, fastball that Miller was able to turn on and just hit it well, straight away left field, and Merkwan able to retrieve it and get it back in. But LaSueur-Henderson here as the leadoff batter on second with the leadoff double in the bottom of the third, trailing 9-2.
As Charlie Wyke will take ball one low and outside. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is on the outside edge now. 1-1 here to Charlie Wyke. Again, 1 for 1. He's singled back in the bottom of the first inning. Dean will come set from the stretch. Here's the 1-1 from Dean to Wyke. After a check over at second. That one's fouled back and out of play. Now 1-2 here to Charlie Wyke. On deck, Nathan Gregerson. Going to be followed by Ethan Hathaway. Again, a 7-run cushion here for Post State in the bottom of the third inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch now from Dean. I want to miss outside. What a stop by Hinkle. Able to turn his glove. I don't know how he was able to get the wrist to turn the glove like that, but he was able to make the catch and blocked it up. Now a 2-2 count here to Charlie Wyke. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That will miss outside. Now 3-2.
Eight's playing a little short-handed this weekend. We've talked about the fact that, unfortunately, Matt Hansen out for the rest of the year. Eight's also playing without Lincoln Keenholz and Jack Van Camp this weekend.
There's a ground ball over to the third baseman. Wiebe off of his glove. He'll get back up and fire to first in time for the first out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Batting next, number 11, Nathan.
And a good job by Wiebe just to block it up. Still had time to make a strong throw and threw a bullet over to Gary Nedved to retire the first man here in the bottom of the third. Runner on second, now one down for the shortstop, Nathan Gregerson. Gregerson reached on an air back at the bottom of the first. Scored that first run of the ball game for LaSueur-Henderson. First pitch is a swing and a miss. And it's 0-1 here to Gregerson. Yeah, Post State dealing with, or having just one guy on the bench right now in this game, Isaac Pollock, and as long as they have which, McGuire Rasky's on the bench as well, but he's in the lineup as a DH. So if they go with a DH, or even if they go without a DH, they'll have just two guys on the bench and come into the ball game. So there's a little bit shorthand. There's a diving play for Gordon, just missing the ball over at short. Goes into left field for a base hit. And now Gregerson is 1 for 2. And is first and third here with one down to bring up Ethan Hathaway.
Yeah, I think Bennett Dean's doing what he needs to do right now, and that's just go out and pound the strike zone. Just go out and throw strikes, and you're working with a 7-run lead here in the bottom of the third. Don't try to get too fancy. Don't try to nibble and get too cute. Just go throw strikes, and if the LaSueur-Henderson batters are able to put the bat on the ball and put it in play, you give your defense a chance to help you out.
Here's the first pitch, over for strike one to Hathaway, who's 0 for 1. Popped out in foul territory to Jaden Wiebe in his first at bat. First and third, one down here in the bottom of the third inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's upstairs now, 1-1 here to Hathaway. David Gupton, the now center fielder, is on deck. Was the starting pitcher in this game here for LaSueur-Henderson. Here's a 1-1 pitch. There's a hard shot towards right field. Spencer Lettler will come in to make the catch. The runner on third. He did not, he started to go home, so he had to come back to third base and could not tag and try and score. So there's now 2 down to bring up David Gupton, trying to get that first run of the inning in.
It is kind of a sinking line drive out into right field, hit well, but hit right at Lettler, and Spencer just comes in about a half a dozen steps, catches the ball on the run, and LaSueur-Henderson not able to tag the runner up at third.
That one's popped up on the right side. Aaron Booth will call everybody off as he gets over to the first base position where Nedved would be at. And he makes the catch and retires his side here in the bottom of the third inning. No runs on 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the fourth. Post State's in control, 9-2 over LaSueur-Henderson. You listen to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Top of the fourth inning, Post State has a 9-2 lead over LaSueur-Henderson. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as the Eights will be looking to try and potentially maybe even taking an 8-run, I believe it's 8 runs after 5 here in the tournament. So they could,
number 20, Andy Gordon.
They could end this ball game somewhat early if they can get themselves into a position like that. They lead by 7 right now as Andy Gordon, Cade Hinkle, and Spencer Lettler will lead things off. It is 4, 5, and 6 here for the Eights in the top of the fourth inning. Gordon is 2 for 2 with an RBI single in the first, just a single in the second, as he'll swing and miss on the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Gordon picking up RBI number 28 on the season. Gave Post State that quick 1-0 lead, as that one's on the outside edge. Now 0-2 here quickly to Andy Gordon.
And Brody burnt the LaSueur-Henderson pitcher, even though just a rising freshman, doing a nice job on the mound for the blue and gray.
As Andy Gordon will swing and miss at the 0-2 pitch, climb the ladder, and he strikes out. First out here in the top of the fourth, and it will bring up the catcher Cade Hinkle, who is 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs so far, and an RBI single and an RBI ground out. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Actually, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 all have RBIs for Post State. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1.
Hinkle, one of 4 left-handers in this Post State lineup today, along with Elliott Life, McGuire Rasky, and Spencer Lettler. So 1, 3, 5, and 6 go from the southpaw side today.
Hinkle will hit a line shot right to the first baseman, Fahey, as he'll make the catch. And there's 2 quickly down here in the top of the fourth, and it'll bring up now Spencer Lettler, who is 1 for 1 with an RBI single, is also hit by a pitch. His 2 trips to the plate so far here for Post State.
And that was just a rope that Cade Hinkle hit, but just at Logan Fahey at first base, and if that ball's probably 3 feet any direction, that's probably at least a double, maybe even a triple if it gets down in that right field corner and rattles around for a while.
First pitch was taken for a strike to Lettler. Here's the 0-1 from Burnt, and Lettler will pop it up and out of play on the left side. And it is now 0-2 here to the Post State right fielder, as Burnt's looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Settled in after coming in this ball game. He gave up so far 3 runs, I believe it is, as that one will be a high chopper to the second baseman Miller. Tough throw to first. He's going to get off the glove of the first baseman. And Lettler will not advance, so the catcher backing up. White was backing up the throw, so there is now a runner at first base, and it'll be an air charge.
Up next,
Probably charge to the first baseman in Fahey. As it'll be now a runner on first with 2 down. See if Post State can make that hurt. As Jack Merkwan will come to the plate.
Yeah, and that was going to be a close play anyway. It was a high chopper right over the top of the mound, and Miller, the second baseman, had to go over to the bag and backhand the ball and then throw over to first. And by the time that Lettler made his way down there, it was going to be a bang-bang play at first. And fortunately for the 8s, ticked off of Fahey's glove, and he's got a base runner here in the top of the 4th.
The 1-0 pitch to Merkwan. That one, the bottom fell out of that pitch, and Merkwan swung over the top of it, and it's now 1-1. Here to Merkwan, who was 0 for 2, 2 ground outs so far. He did have an RBI in the first ground out in the top of the first inning. But down there is 0 for 2 and an even count at 1-1. 1-1 pitch for a ball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. On deck will be Gary Nedved, who is also 0 for 2. The two guys that do not have a hit so far in the order for Post State. Here's a 2-1 pitch. And we'll miss low and outside. Now 3-1 here to Merkwan. Again with Nedved on deck here with 2 down in the top of the 4th. Post State has a 9-2 lead. First baseman Fahey not holding on. Lettler still take off the pitch. That one's roped down the third base line, but it is foul. So the count is now full at 3-2.
I think maybe Fahey thought he was 1 pitch ahead because he was playing behind Lettler at first base, not holding him on, and Lettler alertly takes off with the pitch, but unfortunately just goes foul down the third baseline, so he'll get a running start here at 3-2, 2 outs.
Here's a 3-2 pitch. Merkwan will go to the right side off the glove of the diving first baseman Fahey. Lettler will round second and easily stand up at third base. So it's now first and third as Merkwan gets himself a base hit. Good effort from the first baseman, Logan Fahey, but off his glove, and Lettler is able to advance from first to third as he had the head start. Now Gary Nedved will come to the plate. An opportunity for an RBI here for the first baseman.
Merkwan just, again, going the other way. The 8s are doing a good job with that today, just going the other way. We've seen 3 or 4 of their 9 hits go to the opposite field, and that was one of them, just off the glove of Fahey at first base and into short right field, and Lettler ends up on third.
As Nedved will skate out towards left field again. Hathaway is over there. He'll make the catch, retire the side. Here in the top of the 4th, no run score, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. There's 9-2 lead here for Pierre over LaSueur-Henderson. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
As we welcome you back, it is the bottom of the 4th inning. Post State has a 9-2 lead, as LaSueur-Henderson will bring up 7, 8, and 9. Landon Fahey, Brody Burns, and Logan Fahey, the first 3 hitters. Again, Post State will play here later this evening against Hopkins, Minnesota. And the final game here of day 2 of the Gopher Classic, which day 1 here in Mankato wasn't much of a day 1 with all the rain that came through, as the first pitch will miss for ball 1. Out of the 16 regions, you would think with a day 1 cancel of the Mankato region, well, that's not the case for everybody else. As that one's popped up over on the right side, foul territory. Nedved is over just beyond the coaching box to make the catch. And the leadoff man retired. And Landon Fahey is 0 for 2 now, as it will bring up Brody Burnt, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to the second baseman Booth. But because of where Mankato is situated and where the rain was situated, it all stayed south of Minnesota and St. Paul area. So it was just Mankato that was dealing with the rain. The first pitch will miss for ball 1, which made just this pool the only pool that is hadn't had to deal with any kind of cancellations and postponement of games, as it's now a 1-1 count. Which, of course, because of how quickly this tournament goes and how quickly the schedule is, that once a game is canceled, you're not making it up. Or once the game has to be postponed, it's automatically canceled. You're not going to make it up at any point. As it counts now 1-2 here to Brody Burnt. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That one will bounce over, and it's now 2-2. On deck is Logan Fahey, who is 1 for 1. First baseman for LaSueur-Henderson. Here's the now pitcher for LaSueur, as the 2-2 pitch will miss in the dirt. Now 3-2 here for Brody Burnt. Bennett.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say Bennett Dean, the 3-2 pitch will be upstairs. I was about to say he has not issued a walk quite yet in the ball game, but has issued his first walk now. As they'll bring up now Logan Fahey. It was 5 hits, 2 guys reach on air. Only 7 men that had reached base so far for LaSueur-Henderson. Now the first walk for Bennett Dean and Post State. First pitch to Logan Fahey is fouled out of play, and it's 0-1.
Doing a quick tabulation as we go through the results of the rest of the South Dakota teams so far. For the most part, the South Dakota teams are faring fairly well in the Gopher Classic so far through a day and a half.
A 1 pitch is upstairs, and it's now 1-1. Fahey singled in his first at bat back in the top of the second. He kept the top of the second inning going for just 1 extra batter. As he'll pop that one up left side. Aaron Booth's over there at third base now. Jade Wiebe has moved to second. Booth is over at third as he'll run out of room. Or run out of time, and it's now a 1-2 count. So Wiebe has moved over to second. Booth is over at third base.
I think that's the only defensive substitution or switch that we have here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And that's what the middle, I'm sure Coach White and Coach Nas are probably giving Booth a look over at third base and trying to figure out what they can do with different spots here, as that one's popped up again. Aaron Booth giving another run, and they just won't get to that one either, as it remains 1-2. But because that Matt Hansen is no longer available to play here the rest of the regular season and will be unavailable for the state tournament and maybe a chance, I don't know if the Post State would make it to the regional in Sioux Falls. If he could come back, that all is dependent on how things go. But we'll be seeing, Wiebe over at second. He's played second quite a bit, but Aaron Booth has not played third. As a 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss from Fahey, and there's now 2 down. And we'll bring up the top of the order in Zach Burnt, who is 1 for 2. But because of that, you know what Wiebe can do at second. You know what Wiebe can do over at third base. And now, depending on what Aaron Booth maybe can do over at third base, what you see from him, that might be something that you go for when it comes to the state tournament. You leave Wiebe at second and put Booth over at third. Or you're just trying to figure out maybe some extra pieces of the puzzle that, unfortunately, you weren't expecting to possibly do, as that one's shot to the gap out in left center field. It will get all the way to the wall. Rounding third is going to be Brody Burnt. He's going to try and score. Throw coming towards third base. It's a 2-out RBI double for Zach Burntz as he scores Brody Burntz. And it's a 9-3 ball game here with 2 away in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, probably brother scoring brother. Zach Burnt, a 2021 graduate from LaSueur or Henderson High School. Brody Burnt, a rising freshman. So they're either brothers or cousins. That's where my money's laying on that one.
First pitch is over for strike 1 to Ben Miller, as he is 1 for 2 with a double. Led off the third inning with the double, but was stranded at second base. Or stranded at third base, as the 0-1 pitch will bounce in, now 1-1. Moved over on the single from Gregerson in the third inning, but did not score on the fly out from Hathaway and the pop out to end the inning. The next 2 batters. But LaSueur-Henderson did get one back here in the 4th inning and still trying to threaten, as that one skied and fouled out of play on the left side. As it counts now 1-2 here to Ben Miller. Flew out to left fielder Life and also doubled. 1 for 2 in this ball game. Dean will come set from the stretch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a chopper right over the glove of Dean. Fielded by Wiebe at second. The throw is going to be low and not dug out by Nedved. And the inning will continue. It will be the now 3rd error from Post State. And the runners are at first and third with 2 away, and it'll bring up Charlie Wyke, who probably didn't think at the time the ball got chopped over the head of Dean that he was going to have a chance to hit, but now he's got an opportunity to pull LaSueur-Henderson another run closer with a base hit.
And just a chopper over the mound. Dean wasn't able to get a glove on it, and Wiebe made a nice play over by second base, but unfortunately tried to throw on the run and just came up short and kind of short hopped Gary Nedved at first base, and LaSueur-Henderson's able to keep the inning alive.
First pitch will miss for ball 1. Here to Charlie Wyke, who is 1 for 2. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will bounce in. Now 2-0 here to Wyke. He singled back in the first inning, grounded out to Wiebe, who was at third base back in the third. And now hits with runners at first and third and 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth. 2-0 pitch. That one will miss low and outside, and it's now 3-0. In danger of maybe walking the bases loaded for Nathan Gregerson, the cleanup hitter who is on deck. 8's lead 9-6 here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one is over for a strike as that catches the zone right at the top of the zone. A little bit of a head shake from Wyke, thinking that maybe he was already on first base, but we'll dig back in. Good hitters count here for Wyke, 3-1 the count. And we'll foul that one back to the backstop, and the count is full now at 3-2. So Ben Miller over at first will get a head start with a 3-2 count and 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Dean will come set. Here's a 3-2. And skied out towards left center field. Elliott Life, he'll range over. He'll make the catch, and that will end the inning as Bennett Dean's able to get out of it without allowing it any more damage. 1 run scores in the inning. 1 hit. There is 1 error and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the fifth. Post State has a 9-3 lead over Pierre. Listen to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
As we head to the top of the fifth inning, it is a 9-3 lead here for Post States. As for the 8s, it'll be 9-1-2. Aaron Booth, Elliott Life, and Jaden Wiebe. 8s controlling the game so far. Open up a 4-0 lead after the top of the first. Made it a 9-2 lead right after the top of the second. It's now a 9-3 ball game. Have been held hitless, though, since the end of the second inning, as Brody Burnt has come in and has thrown the ball well. Excuse me. They did give up a hit in the fourth inning, so just 1 hit in the last 2 innings for Post State, but just 3 base runners in the last 2 innings, considering they scored 9 times in the first 2. The last 2 innings have been a really good job from Brody Burnt. As the 8s will be looking to try and get back up on top here, or try and continue to swing the bat well, as Ethan Hathaway will now come into pitch here. Looked like he was a new guy coming into pitch. Couldn't find the number on the back of the jersey, so Hathaway is going to be the new pitcher.
We're going to assume that Brody Burnt has gone to left field.
It looks like maybe he went shortstop, back to shortstop. Maybe Gregerson went back to the outfield. We'll wait to see if maybe we can figure that out for sure, as Aaron Booth will swing at the first pitch and just barely grounded foul next to the third base bag. As Booth comes in and hitting 1 for 2 in the ball game. The single and back in the top of the second. Also popped out behind home plate in the top of the third. It's the third time as the number 9 hitter is leading off the inning. All 3 times he's come to the plate has been the leadoff man as he pops this one up on the right side. And Logan Fahey will make the catch from the first baseman. Makes the grab. One down here to open up the top of the 5th. And it'll now bring up Elliott Life, the center fielder, who is 1 for 3 with a double. Post State with 2 doubles so far in the ball game. 2 of their 9 hits have been extra bases. Here's the first pitch to Life. That one's outside for ball 1 as Hathaway, again, the new pitcher here for LaSueur-Henderson. They will play tomorrow in the last 2 games of the pool play, 4:30 and 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, as that one is fouled off of the leg of Life. He'll have to hop around as it counts now 1-1.
Yeah, and this is such a grind of a tournament. I mean, if you do get all 5 of your pool play games in, and then you qualify for bracket play starting on Monday morning, you potentially end up, if you get all the way to the championship game on Tuesday afternoon, you potentially end up playing 9 games in 5 days, which basically means that everybody and anybody on your roster is probably going to see the hill at some point during those 5 days.
And really for Post State with the roster depth that they have, which is not much of any roster depth in this tournament, as Elliott Life will sky this out towards right field. Going back is the right fielder in Landon Fahey to make the catch. And there's now 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. And we'll bring up now Jaden Wiebe, who still is 1 for 1, but had been on base all 3 times with 2 walks. But you take away those 2 games, so all of a sudden now, even if it's going to take a lot to get the championship, not saying that Post State will be able to easily walk into the championship game, but if they do, they play 2 less games. That's 7 games, which could be a big difference. Even if you win the Gopher Classic or at least get second place in the Gopher Classic, playing only 7 instead of the 9 would be a huge advantage for Post State, as it counts now 2-0.
Then the Eights are scheduled to come back this week. They've got a doubleheader in Aberdeen on Wednesday. I think that's a 5 o'clock start, if I remember correctly, and then region play.
That was lined into center field for a base hit. Jaden Wiebe is now 2 for 2. As he's got his second single on base all 4 times. He's come to the plate to now bring up McGuire Rasky, 2 for 3 in the ball game. And Isaac Pollock will be hitting for McGuire Rasky. So Pollock will now be the new DH for McGuire Rasky. As we'll see what Pollock can do. The number 3 man in the order now. Pollock coming in 342 on the season, 6 RBIs, 2 doubles. Pickoff attempt of Wiebe and back in safely, sliding in. So after Rasky goes 2 for 3 with a 2 RBI double back in the 2nd inning, you get a chance for, everybody will be in the ball game. That one's fouled right over the top of the press box. And it's 0-1. Greg Dean almost had it. You're getting close there, Greg.
If I would have got it, I would have handed it to you.
Oh, I probably would have thrown it back like I was at Wrigley Field.
You go to Wrigley Field?
No, well, I probably would. I wouldn't say I would like going there, but I would.
John Winkler, the diehard St. Louis Cardinal fan, the bleeding of the red comes to the fore again.
As the 0-1 pitch is outside, now 1-1 here to Isaac Pollock.
Actually watched a little bit of the Cubs-Cardinals game last night after we got to the motels when the rain was pouring outside. Gave us a chance to watch a little bit of that game.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. That's outside now 2-1. I was unable to watch that game. Did not get a chance to pull that up on the TV, but
I don't think you would. I don't think you wanted to watch that game.
No, after we left from lunch, we were able to watch a little bit during lunch. 2-1 pitch is outside, and it's now 3-1. As a guy that follows the Cardinals quite often, was predicting what was going to happen in the game during the 1st and 2nd innings for the Cardinals, and Coach Niles was kind of impressed that I was predicting just about everything that happened, which was always bad for the Cardinals. As the 3-1 pitch is outside and it will miss for ball 4, and it's 1st and 2nd now here for Andy Gordon.
As we talk about this coming schedule for the Eights, we talk about after they get done with the Gopher Classic, whether that be on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, they're scheduled to go to Aberdeen on Wednesday for a doubleheader starting at 5 o'clock, and then region play starting Friday night against likely, the way it looks right now, they will be hosting Mitchell in the first game of the best of 3 series Friday night. Probably going to be about a 6 o'clock start tentatively. We'll wait and get confirmation on that.
I was going to say, the everything that I've heard so far, I could not even place anything on when the region round would start. If they would play 1 game on day 1 or 2 games on day 1, or what might happen. As Gordon on the 0-2 pitch out towards left field, going back as a left fielder all the way back towards the track to make the catch and retire the side here in the top of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It is a 9-3 lead here for the Eights over LaSueur-Henderson. You listen to Post-8 Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When something just isn't right, it's natural to talk about it.
If you had a toothache, you'd tell someone. If you found out you had diabetes, you'd learn to take care of it.
But when you're feeling stressed, sad, or worried, you're less likely to tell someone.
Why do we treat physical and mental health so differently?
There is no difference. We all need someone to talk to, and there's nothing shameful about wanting to be healthy for you.
When you just need someone to talk to, contact Rising Hope Counseling at 494-1500 or risinghope605.com.
Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Rising Hope Counseling, because if you have hope,
you have everything.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people, Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
It is the bottom of the 5th inning as Nathan Gregerson will come to be the leadoff man. Bennett Dean working into his 5th inning. Post-8 has a 9-3 lead over at LaSueur-Henderson. John Michael alongside Greg Dean here in game 1 of 2 for the Eights today as they take on LaSueur-Henderson here in game 1, then Hopkins in game number 2. Mankato will be the team that they face tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. That game is on Capital City Rock and CapitalCityRock.com, and it will be on YouTube at KCCR Sports still. But because of the church service at 11 o'clock, we will switch ourselves over to Capital City Rock for that lone game tomorrow. Whether they win the pool or don't win the pool, whatever it is, they only play 1 game tomorrow. As a check swing from Gregerson over towards third base for Booth. The throw to first is offline, and Gary Nedved comes off the bag, makes the tag to retire Gregerson to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. Good play there from Nedved. Getting off the bag to make the catch and then putting the tag on Gregerson for the leadoff man to be retired.
Nedved, the who will see a lot of time at the defensive end position for the Governors this fall. Looked like he was.
That one's flown out towards right field. That one's going back, still going back, and it will be off the base of the wall. As rounding first, heading to second is going to be Hathaway. And it's going to be a 1-out double here for Ethan Hathaway. As it is going to be next up, going to be David Gupton to come to the plate. As Greg Dean having a little technical difficulties with his headset. Maybe that'll help out a little bit. Maybe plug it back in.
Yeah, maybe
there you go.
The only hearing half of what I say. Hopefully it was the credible. Credible half.
I don't think there's any complete sentence that you made. That one's popped up. Here's a chance for you. Oh, land right over the top of the press box. I mean, that one. I don't know if I can actually get to it or not, but
yeah, we're getting a pair of thumbs down from the peanut gallery down below us.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will miss outside, and it's now 1-1.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh when the head of the KCCR research division has given us a thumbs down.
Well, he's moved, so he lost his job a little while ago. As it counts now 2-1. As David Gupton is 0 for 2 so far. He reached on air and also popped out to the second baseman at the time was Aaron Booth. Nearly had that. I mean, that was
as close as any ball that has come your way.
Other than the Brandon Valley game to end the spring, That's as close as the ball has come, and it would have been a really tough catch to make because I couldn't see it, and it would have dropped right in front of me, basically making a catch blind. But it is now first and second as Dean will walk Gumpton. And I'll bring up now Landon Fahey here with 1 down and 2 on in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And with the eights being short rostered this weekend, any of your pitchers, especially your starters, you're probably looking for them to go all 105 pitches. And Dean now at 80 through 4 1/3. So he's on pace to potentially get through 6, but likely unless he can end up with a
There's a
short inning.
Third base. That one will get into left field. A runner will come in to score as Hinkle blocked it up. I don't think he thought the man was going to take off for third, and when he did, he tried to fire it over to third base, and it was nowhere close to Booth to make the grab and ended up going to left field, so an error will be charged to Hinkle, and a run comes in to score. It's now the fourth run of the ball game here for LaSueur-Henderson. It's a 9-4 ball game. The runner's up to second base, and the count's now 2-1.
Yeah, the ball just got away from Hinkle. He didn't. Actually, Hinkle never left his catching position. Actually, was down on his knees after blocking the ball, and like you said, John, just didn't realize didn't think that the runner was going to try to advance, and by the time he did, he tried to make a throw from his knees and went on the second base side, well up the second base side of third base, and out of the range of Aaron Booth, and LaSueur-Henderson able to plate the 4th run of the game.
As another walk issued from Dean, that's back-to-back walks now. Runners at first and second here with only 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, as it'll bring up now Brody Burnt. Nathan Nas will make his way out and have a conversation between Dean and Hinkle. With now Gupton at second, Landon Fahey at first. Brody Burnt up to the plate. 9-4 is their score here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As Post State trying to right now close it out, but and Greg, that's you talk about maybe getting an 8-run lead because it's an 8-run rule instead of the normal 10-run rule, which Post State only up by 5 right now, but where you get those 3 zeros in the last 3 innings kind of hurts you a little bit, trying to extend that lead, and where you can get your starting pitcher to go the distance. As the first pitch is over for a strike for Burnt, you can go the distance because you have a few less innings to play. But now if you have to go all the way through 7, try and get the job done, you might have to have someone else come in and try and finish it out. 0-1 pitch is over for a strike. Now 0-2 here to Burnt. He is 0 for 1. Ground out victim to the right side in his first at-bat and also drew a walk. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one right down the middle, taken for strike 3. And there's the second strikeout of the ball game now for Dean. Third strikeout of the ball game for Dean. And there's 2 away to bring up now Logan Fahey.
Yeah, and that was a nice job at 0-2. Burnt probably looking for a waste pitch at 0-2, and Dean throws a fastball down the middle and probably caught Burnt just a little bit off guard and was able to rack up strikeout number 3 on the day.
It's Logan Feeney, as has been Feeney the entire time. As that one is lined up the middle, a chance for Gordon to make the catch behind the second base bag at short, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 run scores on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 6th. Post State has a 9-4 lead over LaSueur. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop.
Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard, a combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre, or give them a call, 224-5546.
As we welcome you back here, it is the top of the sixth inning. Post State's leading 9-4 over LaSueur-Henderson. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as the Eights have that 5-run lead as they will have Cade Hinkle, Spencer Lettler, Jack Merkwan to lead things off. As Post State, again, first game of the tournament Gopher Classic for them. They have 3 guaranteed games now, barring any kind of weather, but 3 guaranteed games as they will play here in game 1 and then play Hopkins tomorrow, and then we'll finish out, tonight, and then finish out tomorrow against Mankato.
For the other South Dakota teams, 13 total South Dakota teams playing in the Gopher Classic this year, spread across these 16 sites. 13 South Dakota teams. Sioux Falls West halfway through Saturday with a 2-1 record in their pool. Renner, one of a handful of undefeated teams out of South Dakota. They're 3-0 right now. Brookings 1-3. Harrisburg also undefeated at 2-0. Sioux Falls East is 1-1. Yankton at 2-1. Brandon is 2-0. Rapid City Post 320 is 2-0. Mitchell 1-2. The Rapid City 22 Expos 0-3. Rapid City Post 22 0-1 from last night, and then Watertown is at 2-1 so far in their pool.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Cade Hinkle. That one will miss outside. Now 2-0 here to Hinkle as the sun makes his way out and kind of shining his way into the press box here. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Will be over for a strike now, 2-1. Just be cautious that we might have a little bit of some disruption for the video, depending on how things go with the sun beating into the press box. As the 2-1 pitch is at the letters, now 2-2.
Hinkle, the super senior, played last year at Rochester Community Tech, headed back there again this fall.
2-2 pitch will miss low, and it's now 3-2. The leadoff man here in the top of the sixth inning. Hinkle, Lettler, and then Merkwan. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Cade Hinkle. Pop it up, out towards center field. Couple steps to the right for the center fielder, make the catch, and the leadoff man retired. They'll bring up now Spencer Lettler.
Yeah, just kind of a routine fly ball, and for Gupton out in center field, only had to move about 2 steps to his right and recorded the first out of the day. So first out of the top of the sixth inning. Eight still leading 9-4 here in the top of the sixth.
First pitch to Lettler comes inside, nearly hits him, as it will be 1-0. He is 1 for 2. Hit by a pitch, singled, and reached on air. Been on base all 3 times here for Post State. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is at the knees now, 1-1 here to the left-handed hitting Spencer Lettler. He followed by Jack Merkwan, then potentially Gary Nedved if anybody is able to reach base. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Lettler will pop it up on the infield. Calling for it, going to be the shortstop making the catch, and there's now 2 down as Brody Burton will make the catch as he's back out at shortstop.
Starting to see a few of the Hopkins players making their way into the field, starting to get ready for the game scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. The way this is going, we may get going a little bit before that.
Here's the first pitch now to Jack Merkwan. That'll be over for strike 1. We got started a little bit early, about 14 minutes early. 4:16 was the first pitch. Instead of the 4:30 start time. There's a ground ball left side to be fielded by the third baseman, Zach Burt. Throw to first is a low one, but it is going to be caught by Feeney to retire the side, and that will end things here in the top of the sixth inning. 1-2-3 inning for Hathaway as we head to the bottom of the sixth. Post State's leading 9-4 over LaSueur-Henderson. Listen to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today, 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
And as the bottom of the sixth inning, Post State has a 9-4 lead as the top of the order for LaSueur-Henderson will come to the plates. Zach Burnt, Ben Miller, and then Charlie Wyke. Anybody reaches base, it'll then be Nathan Gregerson. As the Eights have a 9-4 lead, game one of the Gopher Classic.
Up next, number 2, Zach Burnt.
They'll play Hopkins in game number 2. Here's the first pitch. So Zach Burnt outside for ball 1.
Bennett Dean just threw pitch number 93 on the day, so got 12 pitches to work with to try to get through the sixth inning.
As the 1-0 pitch is over for a strike, now 1-1. I'd love for him to at least get through the sixth inning here and give whatever reliever a chance to only have to pitch in the seventh. As it counts now 1-1. But if he does get out of this with a couple pitches left, you might see him go out there and throw to at least the first hitter in the seventh inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one's fouled back out of play, and the count's now 2-2.
And again, the Eights just a little bit shorthanded on the pitching staff due to Isaac Pollock through on Wednesday. He's unavailable today and throughout the weekend. Then you probably have a couple of starters lined up, but without Lincoln Keenholz and Jack Van Camp here this weekend, Eights a little thin in the pitching ranks right now.
Counts 3-2 here. The leadoff hitter in Zach Burnt. He'll be followed by Ben Miller. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one is out towards right field and will get out of play. We'll do it again here at 3-2. Couple more baseball, or at least one more baseball coming to the home plate umpire. In a full count here, and nobody out. And leadoff man, the bottom of the sixth. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball left side. That one will get through for a base hit. Seeing eyes single to open up the bottom of the sixth inning for Zach Burnt.
Ben Miller.
And I'll bring up now Ben Miller.
It is kind of a soft ground ball to the left of Aaron Booth and to the right of Andy Gordon. Just sneaks out into short left field, and LaSueur-Henderson gets the leadoff hitter on here in the bottom of the sixth.
So now is Ben Miller, who is 1 for 3, doubled back in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch be over to the left side. It'll be fielded by Booth over at third. Throw to second for 1, back to first. It is going to be not in time, so it'll be now a runner on first base with 1 down. And we'll bring up now Charlie Wyke.
Yeah, I was just about to say a ground ball would be really nice right now, and they got the ground ball and they got the leading runner, just wasn't able to complete the double play. So if you can get Miller to induce him into a ground ball, maybe get a DP and possibly get out of this, and like you said, maybe allow Bennett Dean to at least come out and throw to the first hitter in the seventh inning.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Wyke. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1. Dean with just 3 strikeouts so far in the ball game. Only 3 walks that have been issued as well. But 3 of the 4 runs that have come in to score have been off of errors. And not errors that would have, in terms of just the ground ball itself, would have brought the guy in. Every 3 of the 4 runs, again, the errors led to that run, taking the extra base and scoring so far against Dean. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Wise. That's upstairs now, 2-2.
And this will be his last batter. That was pitch number 105. So regardless of what happens here, we'll see a reliever come on to finish the 6th inning for the Eights.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one is skied out towards center field. Elliott Life moving out towards right center field. He'll make the catch, and there's now 2 down. And that will do it for Dean here on the day on the mound. We will step aside for a minute and tell you the changes. After this break, you're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
As we welcome you back here to Mankato, as it is a 9-4 lead. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning is Jack Merquan making his post-state debut on the mound, as he'll come in and try and get the last 4 outs of this ball game. We have not seen Jack Merquan pitch. He's been dealing a little bit of a sore arm, so be his first chance to throw for post-state this season. And we'll see what the young man can do. Excited to have him come in this ball game, especially, again, you're playing, yes, the Gopher Classic, and you want to win all these games and all this other stuff, but against non-South Dakota teams, it's a perfect opportunity to make a season debut, to see what you can do on the mound. And that's what Jack Merquan will get a chance to do, to try and get out of this 6th inning and then go win the ball game in the bottom of the 7th, as he'll deal with Nathan Gregerson to be the first man to come to the plate with 2 outs, 1 on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch from Merquan. Be upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, and Merquan's a solid pitcher. Has a good record from last year, but like you said, has unfortunately been dealing with some arm issues this year. And so, first time we've had a chance to see him. I'm excited to see what he can do on the mound in like you said, kind of a low leverage situation. So a good spot for him to come out and find the hill for the first time this year.
The count is 1-1 here to Gregerson. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Merquan. That's fouled back to the backstop, and the count is now 1-2. See if Merquan can finish out this inning, only having to face just one batter. Now the good thing is, if you were hoping maybe to go to Merquan at some point again this tournament, and he has to go over that first day mark of 1 day rest, they only play 1 game tomorrow, and he takes 4 pitches to get a strikeout of Gregerson, gets him out looking, and that retires his side. No runs, 1 hit in the inning, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the 7th. Post State has a 9-4 lead over LaSueur-Henderson. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As we get to the top of the 7th inning, it is a 9-4 lead for Post State. We have a lefty on the mound now for LaSueur-Henderson. This will be Talon Schwant. That will be the new man to throw for LaSueur-Henderson, as Gary Nedved, Aaron Booth, and Elliott Life be the first men to greet him. 8-9-1 here for Post State, leading by 5 in game number 1 of the day. Game number 1 of the tournament for Post State, a day later than what they're expecting to have in the Gopher Classic. But we are here for a chance for 3 games for Post State, as they are 3 outs away and maybe a couple of insurance runs away from getting game number 1 with a victory, as they lead it by 5, 9-4. Scored all 9 of their runs in the first 2 innings, 4 in the first and 5 in the second. But since then have gotten just 2 hits since the second inning. 10 hits in total for Post State, but has not been able to score. And be opportunity here. If Post State can score a run or 2, kind of helps lead the confidence going against this Hopkins team coming up in game number 2 of the day. He scored the first 9 runs, and the bats have kind of gone cold since then. Maybe trying to heat them back up before before facing Hopkins in game number 2 of our doubleheader. First pitch outside for ball 1 for Talon Schwant. Boy, I've run almost completely out of room here in my little total. I've messed up a couple names to before the game even started, so I had to cross them out and just keep crossing out names. It's hard to pay attention, or hard to see what I'm doing. There's a ground ball. That's through the left side for a base hit. Nevin is on for his first hit of the ball game. He is now 1 for 4, and that's exactly what you're kind of hoping for. Maybe this will start something up and Post State and score a couple of runs. You're up by 5, so you get a little bit of insurance runs, but just the simple fact you got another game after this, feel pretty good ending this ball game with the bats. Here's the first pitch to Aaron Booth. That one will miss low for ball 1.
And good to see Nedved get in the hit column. I think all 9 of the starters now have at least 1 hit for the 8s today.
Yeah, everybody has been on base and has been in the lineup, as that one will get away from the pitcher, and Schwan will go to the backstop. The count's now 2-0, and Nedved's up to second base, 90 feet to second. Benedine will hit in the number 3 spot, so he's 4 away. Polak in his lone plate appearance walked. He did not get an official at-bat, but he did reach base. So everybody that is in the lineup has reached base for Post State. There's a line shot for Aaron Booth. That's going to get down for a base hit. Nedved will take off for third. The throw coming in. The tag applied, and he is out at third base. I don't think the tag, it looked like the tag maybe wasn't even applied, but Aaron Booth is over at first base, and a single for Booth, but Nedved thrown out at third base. So there's now 1 down and 1 on. A strong throw from the center fielder Gupton over to Zach Burnt to apply the tag to get the runner at third base. And Nedved, he looked like he was starting to head back to second, as Life will foul the first pitch back. And then when he saw that it fell, still his momentum was going to second base and turned back around heading for third. And in all reality, that takes a perfect throw and a perfect tag. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to be safe, as that pitch will get away from the catcher in Wyke. To second base now will be Booth, and the count's 1-1 here to Life, with Booth now at second base.
Yeah, and the field umpire had a much better angle than we did up here, but it looked from up here that the tag was applied to somewhere on the lower half of Nedved's body. He went in head first, and that kind of the cardinal rule I always was taught as if you're looking at a tag that's made on the lower half of the body going head first, means that the upper half of his body and these arms are already in there. So like I said, umpire had a better look at it than we did, so we'll give him credit for being right. You look in the scorebook, he's right.
As he swing and a miss by Life, and it's now 2-2. Did a really good job of explaining why he's probably wrong, but then saying, no, he's probably still right. 2-2 pitch is outside and low, and the count's now 3-2.
Yeah, no. The total Midwestern conversation.
Yep, he's right, but he's wrong, but he's right. Here's a 3-2 pitch, as Life will foul that one out of play, and the count will remain full at 3-2. Jaden Wiebe is on deck here with the runner on second and 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. Eights have a 5-run lead, 9-4. Here's the 3-2. That one will bounce in. Life will draw the walk. Booth is going to take off for third. And the catcher, White, could not pick the ball cleanly, so Booth will take third on the pitch that was in the dirt. And it's now 1st and 3rd here with one down. It'll bring up now Jaden Wiebe, who is 2 for 2, been on base all 4 times he's come to the plate. 2 singles and 2 walks for the number 2 hitter, Jaden Wiebe. Here's the first pitch to Wiebe. Try and poke at it, but he fouls it back out of play. And it's 0-1.
I think the catcher is now Logan Fahey, who's come in and entered the game for LaSueur-Henderson. He is replaced Charlie Wyke behind the plate.
As that pitch is upstairs, trying to back pick over at first base, and back in safely is going to be the runner at first base in Elliott Life. I'm kind of give up and it's going to just draw all the way in. As Wiebe will launch this one out towards left center field. Going back is the left fielder Gregerson to make the catch. Tagging and scoring will be Booth, so it'll be a sac fly RBI for Jaden Wiebe, and Post State has put up a 10th spot in the ball game. As there's now 2 down, and it will bring up now Bennett Dean. It looks like we might have a pitching change, as Dean will not be facing Talon Schwantz. Instead, we'll have a pitching change. We'll step aside here for a minute, come back. It's a 10-4 lead for Post State over LaSueur. Listen to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
So it will be Landon Fahey that will be the man on the mound here for LaSueur-Henderson. He bats here with, or as he comes to pitch with 2 outs. Runners at first, just at first base, as Aaron Booth scored on the sac fly from Jaden Wiebe, and Bennett Dean will be the first man to greet him in his first at bat after pitching 5 2/3 innings. Went over to first base, so he stayed in the ball game and takes the place of that number 3 spot, where it was McGuire Rasky that went 2 for 3, and Isaac Pollock, who drew a walk in his lone plate appearance. So as it will be Bennett Dean here with 2 away, top of the 7th. 10-4 lead here for Post State.
8's on the board with 10 runs, 11 hits, 4 errors on the day for LaSueur-Henderson. 4 runs, 8 hits, just 1 error for the blue and gray.
Bennett Dean comes in, .262 batting average. As the runner takes off for second, Elliott Life will slide in safely. First pitch was missed for ball 1. And so now Life is in scoring position here with 2 down in the top of the 7th, trying to extend the lead up to a potential 7-run cushion again. As Dean will swing and miss. And the count is 0-2. That first pitch was a little bit on the outside edge, but an 0-2 count here to Dean. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one will miss outside. As it is 1-2 count here for the Post State first baseman. From the stretch, here's the 1-2 pitch. Dean hearts it hard over the second baseman Miller off the glove. Picks it right back up. Throw to first in time to retire the side. Here in the top of the 7th. 1 run does score for Post State on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Post State 3 outs away from Game 1 win. They lead at 10-4 over LaSueur. Listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
As we get to the bottom of the seventh inning, as Post State has a 10-4 lead over LaSueur-Henderson, trying to close out Game 1 of the Gopher Classic for Post State, as it will be 4, 5, and 6 here for LaSueur-Henderson to open up the seventh inning, as Jack Merquan threw just 4 pitches in that first inning. Of his were the 4 pitches against the only batter that he faced in the bottom of the sixth. As they will try and close this one out here, as Ethan Hathaway will be the leadoff man here in the bottom of the seventh. First pitch is going to be grounded foul, as Hathaway comes in 1 for 3 so far, doubled back in the fifth inning, came around to score at that point. Made it a 9-4 ball game. So Post State added another run to make it 10-4, and that's where we stand here in the bottom of the seventh. As the 0-1 now from Merquan. That one just a bit upstairs, and it's now 1-1 here to Ethan Hathaway. Be followed by David Gupton, as that one's upstairs now 2-1.
8's just 3 outs away from recording win number 21 on the year. For Bennett Dean, we'll give you his stat line on the day.
2-1 pitch, misses low, now 3-1.
Dean with the start on the mound today for the 8's, 5 2/3 innings, 8 hits allowed, 4 runs, just 1 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 106 pitches, 60 of them for strikes. To the 30 batters that the senior first baseman pitcher faced today for the 8's against LaSueur-Henderson.
As the 3-1 is fouled out of play, now 3-2. Here with nobody out in the bottom of the seventh, the leadoff man here in the bottom of the seventh inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Upstairs, leadoff walk issued to Hathaway.
Up next,
and it will bring up now David Gupton.
David Gupton.
And again, if you're Jack Merquan, first time on the hill, first time you've had a chance to work, just go out and throw strikes. Just go out and challenge some hitters. See what they can do. See what they can do today. 8 hits on the day for LaSueur-Henderson. We'll just see if Merquan can go out and just pound the strike zone. And I think that's what they're looking for. What I think Coach White is looking for right now is put him in a situation and see how he responds.
As the first pitch, strike here to David Gupton, a pickoff attempt, and back in safely is going to be Ethan Hathaway. Gupton is 0 for 2 so far. Reshawn Aaron also popped out the second baseman in his 2 trips, 2 at-bats. He also drew a walk. There's a line shot that's over the head of Gordon into left center field. Picking up, rounding second, heading to third, throw coming to third base. It's a high throw and sliding in safely is Hathaway. So it'll be a single for Gupton, and then taking taking second on the throw is Gupton. So it's now second and third here with nobody out, and it will bring up now Landon Fahey, the pitcher for LaSueur-Henderson, as he is 0 for 2 so far. Also drew a walk. Here's the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Ace are trying to close this one out. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Trying to close it out here with a 10-4 win. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1.
Merkwine, even though he hasn't thrown this year, works a really nice off-speed pitch. Good curveball. A lot of break to it. Kind of almost a 12-6 curveball that he's got going.
1-1 pitch is upstairs. Is now 2-1. Been dealing with a little bit of some arm soreness that has kind of kept him off the mound throughout the entire season, but now making his season debut. Better late than never. 2-1 pitch is upstairs. Is now 3-1. And Merkwine now in danger of walking the bases loaded for Brody Burnt, who is on deck. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one's chopped off the plate. Hinkle will pick it up. He'll throw to first. They get one man, and now Dean will not throw the ball back to third base. You just get that first out. And there's one down, and it'll bring up now Brody Burnt.
Yeah, Hathaway came about a third of the way down the line from third base, and it's one of those deals that Dean plays it safe. If you run at him and maybe try to throw behind him, you might have a chance to potentially pick him off a third.
First pitch over for a strike to Brody Burnt, who is 0 for 2. He grounded out and also struck out looking, drew a walk, and came in to score. Back in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Upstairs now 1-1. On deck will be Logan Fahey. Excuse me, Logan Feeney is on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is out towards right field. Going over is Spencer Lettler. He'll make the catch. Runners will tag. Throw coming towards the plate, cut off by Dean. It'll be a sac fly. An RBI for Brody Burnt makes it 10-5, but Post State now an out away from taking game one here at the Gopher Classic as they'll bring up Logan Feeney.
Yep, just a kind of a line drive that Lettler had to glide to his left and pick up. Really no chance to get the runner Hathaway at home, and Gupton able to move over to third base, and so Eight's now up 10-5, bottom of the seventh, but 2 outs.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a ground ball right side. Dean will dive to make the play. He's going to try and race over the bag to get him at first. He does win the race and will end the ball game on a nice play from Bennett Dean over at first. And Post State will win game number 1, 10-5 over LaSueur-Henderson, as they will take it by 5 runs. As we step aside for 2 minutes, come back to wrap up game number 1. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
It is time to control noxious weeds. Do you have a control plan in place? If not, contact your local weed and pest supervisor to help you set up a plan. Effort now will save you time and money in the future. This is Paul Johnson, South Dakota State University Extension Weed Science Coordinator, asking for your support to get this statewide noxious weed problem under control.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master. The clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
As we welcome you back here to Mankato, as it is a 10-5 lead here in game, or 10-5 game in game one, as a win for Post State. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as we welcome in Coach Nathan Nas, the assistant coach for Post State. As Coach, you get a big 10-5 win here in game one. Came out, hit the ball really well in the first 2 innings, scored 9 runs, 4 in the first and 5 in the second. That's got to make you guys smile a little bit in the dugout.
Yeah, it was definitely good, especially with coming over yesterday and not playing due to the weather. And at that point, kids having a few days off, it was really good to see them come out and swing the bats well to start and put up runs like that. And we just got to stay more consistent throughout the middle part of the game there.
And that's what I was just going to ask was you get up 9, and then it's almost like you kind of take your foot off the gas a little bit as they put up zeros in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, do come back and put a run up in the 7th. But I assume that's got to be a little bit frustrating after they hit the ball really well in innings 1 and 2.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that Coach White and I were talking about there in that last half inning as we were out on defense, is just reiterating with the guys, like, come next week when we're in playoff baseball, that's something that when we get up 9-2 like that, we just got to put teams away and not let them hang around and, end it early if possible.
And Bennett Dean, your starting pitcher here in that first game, threw really well. He gave up 4 runs overall before coming out of the ball game, but 2 of those 4 were unearned. And he did a good job working around some of the mistakes defensively for you guys. And you like that will be his last start before the region tournament begins. So his last regular season start, you got to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Defensively we got to play a little bit better behind them, but Coach White and I were talking that, you don't want to see those errors and those mistakes, but at this point in the game, with a game that doesn't matter towards our playoff seeding, making our pitchers kind of battle through some adversity when possible isn't necessarily a bad thing, and he did a really good job going up there, competing, throwing strikes early in counts, and really keeping guys off balance.
And so as you look ahead to region tournament right now, you're likely it looks like you're going to probably play Mitchell next weekend in the region tournament. That's a team that obviously fairly well. The boys have played them several times in the spring season. You've played them 4 times during the summer season. So what do you expect out of Mitchell next weekend?
They're going to come in and they're going to be playing well. They're a scrappy team. They're over here at the Gopher as well this weekend. They've picked up a couple big wins, so they'll have some momentum going forward as well. We know that we're going to have to go out and throw well, play a little bit more solid defense, and continue to swing the bats well.
Andy Gordon is your shortstop here and going to be your shortstop in Game 2 and probably Game 3 tomorrow with the loss of Matt Hansen. And you never want to lose guys to injury at any point in the season, but this one is a tough blow for you guys because of how well that Matt Hansen plays for you in every position. Yeah,
he's been huge for our success this summer, and yeah, it is too bad, him coming down with mono, really kind of a kick in the gut, especially this late in the game. So, Andy, he'll be up for the task. But yeah, Matthew, he's been playing so well defensively all year, whether it's been at short or at second or a couple times even at third. So it's a big loss, but we kind of talked to the guys that it's got to be next man up, and Andy's a kid that he doesn't play a lot of shortstop, but he's a baseball smart kid, fundamentally sound, so he'll be able to get the job done for us there.
And I think that was one of the things we've talked about in the broadcast throughout the year is that what Matt Hansen brings to the team is not only a lot of athleticism, but a lot of versatility. I mean, you've moved him all over the infield. You've had him play a little bit of outfield, and you're able to kind of plug him in wherever you had a hole at the time, depending upon who was available, what your pitching rotation was looking like, and now you're gonna have to go forward without that kind of super utility player.
Yeah, and that's. It's going to be kind of just looking to see who can do what, who can step up here in these last 2 games we have here, or at least these last 2 games we have here. And then when we go up to Aberdeen on Wednesday, it'll kind of be the same thing of, the opportunities, especially, with losing Matthew like that, the opportunities are there for guys to guys to step up, and we'll see who can fill the hole.
Game 2 here against Hopkins coming up. Elliot Life is going to be your starter. What do you want from him on the mound? Try and give you guys a chance to go 2-0 here today.
If he can just come out and throw strikes, and he always competes well. Sometimes we just got to work on being consistent throughout his starts and throughout his outings on the mound, staying consistent down the mound, staying within himself, not trying to do too much, and just throwing a lot of strikes.
Coach, appreciate the time. Congratulations on win 1, and good luck here in Game 2 against Hopkins, Minnesota.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Coach Nathan Knott, assistant coach here for Post State, as they take Game 1 of the 2 games here today. They will play Hopkins here in Game number 2 come up in just a little bit. We will step aside. We will come back here in 3 minutes here from News Director Zach Nelson in his weekend news, as we'll have a 3-minute break. We'll come back with his weekend news. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, we will return with the second game broadcast here before that one gets underway. But we will return with that YouTube broadcast here in Game 2 coming up in just a little bit. Right now, we'll step aside for 3 minutes. You're listening to Post State Baseball.